liftoff and the clock has started.
Go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes, at the helm of the Vobe Show on the 16th, had to look that up, of June 2021. We are live and direct to you from a jolly old terraced house in Worthing in West Sussex, at the edge of the English Channel and the foot of the South Downs, on what was one of the hottest days of the year that has now turned into one of the wettest of the last few hours. Yes, it's raining outside, ladies and gentlemen. Rain pouring from the sky. I don't know whether we got wind or anything else, but I can hear the rain, and you never know, it may start dripping through the poor little crack in my roof, which, alas, has still not been fixed, even though a very nice gentleman said, "Don't worry, Rich, I'll get up on the roof and I'll fix it for you." Yeah. But that's very kind. You never know, it might happen. And if you're out there, Keith, anytime, that would be nice. Thank you very much. What a start. And I have to say, big thank you to the lovely Paul Rampton, who has been in today into the old Vobes abode, and he said, here, not only have I managed to convert some VHSs, not only have I managed to do that so you can make a video about some of the rubbish that you've been talking about. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Very kind of you. He said, also, I should hasten to add, I have got you a new desk. Oh, have you? What is it, mahogany? Is it teak? Is it walnut? I do like a bit of walnut. No, he said a mixing desk. A mixing desk, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. And he has sent it in. Now, we're operating on it tonight. Here it is, a shot of it. There it is. It's a bigger version of the one I had before. I've sent him some money as a very big thank you. Well, actually, that was the asking price. And we're trying it out tonight. As you can see, it's on the desk. We used to have two of the beggars going, but now we've got the one, which means when the lovely Julia is in on the Mundaddy show and we go live to the other side of the studio, which we can't really do that because on the other side of the studio at the moment is in darkness. There's nobody there, but there's no lights on. The camera's not plugged in or anything like that. Because it's just me at the helm. By the way, I'm going to be buying some new microphones. Fed up with this setup with these ganky microphones doing it. I have seen some very snazzy microphones. So I will be investing some of your hard-earned cash that you've sent in to the patrons. By the way, you can be a patron and support this show so that we can keep bringing you the fun and antics to your screen. It doesn't just happen, you know. I know some people think, well, it just happens, doesn't it? I turn the computer on, I switch on my phone, the tablet pings to life, and all of a sudden, there he is. He's just gabbling away. Nobody seems to care how he gets his money. He does. He does. Yes, thank you. Trying to invest in this slowly over the years. You'll see that we've got the nice new backdrop and we've got all the lights and what have you here, big telly, which was given to me. People are very kind. They do give me bits and bobs, which is very nice. So thank you very much. But don't forget, of course, you can still making donations and what have you. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let's have a look in the Vobosphere to see if there is A, anybody out there, and B, whether I'm coming over loud and clear. And also, was the opening music... did it sound all right? I tried to make a recording of the show before I started as a test with the desk, and I don't know, it just sounded a bit tinny, and I'm not quite sure what setting I should have changed. So maybe there is... oh, wait a minute, phones is... yeah, it might be that bit. Anyway, doesn't matter. If you just keep letting me know, that will be great. And of course, in the show, don't forget, you can give us a call on 07934746790. As you can see, you only have to do the one thing. Hang on, just looking for the solo thing. Get rid of that, take that one away. There we go, that's what it should say. So let's have a look and see who is out there. Sean Ford says, heard the music. The music was mighty fine from my side. Fantastic. Thank you, Sean. That's very kind of you to say so. Lovely Julia is out there. Hello to you, the lovely Julia. Paul Podge Rog says, can anyone see me? Can anyone see me? You know, is it? Is anybody there? 3 raps for yes, 2 for no. Clearly, nobody there. Nobody there at all. Linda Kane is also there. She says, I've just arrived and I can. Evening. Gosh, she says, I'm early. I know the early bird catches the worm. However, would you really want to have a worm? That's probably one reason not to get there too early. Wait till all the worms have gone and that's when the caviar comes out. Not that I actually like caviar myself, so probably best not to turn up at all. David Vad is also out there. David Vad, thank you so much for the extra piece of music, which I noticed, and I'm very humbly excited to have it. But yet again, you missed out the da-da-da-da-da. You missed out the melody. I don't understand. You give people instructions, and what do? It's like the backing track. I mean, it's lovely, and I don't want to keep saying, but it's not right. The very first one you did, the very, very first one, the one that we use in this. I want a longer version of that with the whole, everything that's in that, everything that's, I don't understand. Why is it a problem? Listen to that. Here it comes. Why is that a problem? For goodness sake, David Vad, I'll have you. Why I should. He has sent in, and we will try and play it on the show. Another marvellous piece. But to me, it's just like, it's the backing track. I want the da 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 dum bum 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 bum. I can't do the sitting on the ferry. We want to release this for Christmas. The Christmas #1, ladies and gentlemen. We want to release it. I can't do it without the da 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 ba ba ba. Anyway, right. Let's have a look. How are we going? Who else have we got there? Anna Jones. Hello to you. Lovely to see you. And Linda Kane. I've already said that. It's marvellous. Emily Champion. Shall I take the register? I'm taking the register now, but you can take it when you come. When you come here and you become guest of honour on the show, lovely Emily Champion. I mean, I imagine that you'll be as thin as anything. Don't stand sideways. We won't see all that running. The Bionic Woman. She will be here. What was the name? Was it Lindsay Wagner? Wasn't it, the Bionic Woman? Did they do the same thing as they did with Steve Austin? Lindsay Wagner, a woman barely alive. We can rebuild her. We have the technology. She'll be the first $6 million woman. I don't know. I can't remember how it went on, but it was quite good. Anyway, so yes, you can take the register when you're here, the lovely Emily Champion. David Vad says, what? The cash register? No, not the cash register. What else have we got out there? Lord Jeffrey, oh my goodness. Lord Jeffrey, we must get, Lord Jeffrey, we need to have, I think, for your indulgence, we need to have a, not quite a royal fanfare, but a fanfare of some description. Something where, when we say Lord Jeffrey, obviously just to appease you. That's what we want. Right, okay, who else have we got out there? We have Mark Burgess. Hello to you, Mark Burgess. Rick M. Very nice to see you. Daniel Watkins. Great to have you with us tonight. Audrey Forbes is here. Tracy Murphy. Andrew Norris from Croatia. We will get to your quiz tonight, Andrew Norris. Lisa Lambourne. Kerry Baldwin. Sean Ford. Alison O'Brien. They're all coming in now, thick and fast. KSER Trains. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but I'm sure it's lovely. I would like to know what KSER trains. What do you train? What do you do? Would you train dogs jumping through hoops or ants going through pants? Who knows? We would like to find out, though. Do let us know. We also have out there in the Vobosphere Andy Stacey, Ron Langley. We have Mark G, not Ali. Ali G couldn't make it. Jeff and Mandy, Kerry Baldwin. We have the Jonathan Fox, Paul Cockrell, Red Moon Conjure, or Conjure, as in conjuring trick. Michael Thornley is also there. Oh yes, Kent and Surrey and East Sussex Railway. That runs off the tongue, doesn't it? Kent, Surrey and East Sussex Railway. It's funny how they... Could you not come up with it? Not you, it's not your fault. I mean, you're just going by what they call themselves, but something snazzier. The Chuff Chuff line. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Chuff Chuff line. Don't we have the Cuckoo line and the Cuckoo Clock and the Cuckoo Presenter? Oh, no, that's me. Yeah. I was nearly there, says Kerry Baldwin, but, well, what happened? Yeah, Andrew Norris is out. I said Andrew. Julie Berry is also there. Flappy Goose. Notice me. Hello, Flappy Goose. Rachel T.S. Sorry, I'm late. Interesting Sky and Bournemouth. Thundery. Yes, we're all getting that. We're having a little change. We've had a lot of hot air recently, and we don't want to have too much hot air on the show. Michael White, which is great. I've put on a stone. Emily Champion says, I weigh the same as when I am pregnant. How is that possible? Give us a ring, Emily Champion, 0793 4746 790. I would like to know how it is possible that you put on a stone, seeing as you go for about 6 or 7 miles every day. What are you eating? The calories that you must eat, whatever, exactly. Give us a call, 0793 4790. We're using the new desk. I mentioned that at the beginning of the show. And I'm hoping that we can actually pump through the calls. So let's see if this is actually work. I've got to find where the thing is. Hello, caller.
Sean James Cameron from London.
Ah, Sean James Cameron from London. Very quiet, Sean James Cameron.
I've just been trying to get a vole out of my house.
Oh, a vole?
A vole.
Well, you don't often see voles, do you?
Oh, well, the cat decided to bring one in. But I wanted to pose a question.
Yes, hang on a minute. I'm just trying to get your volume up. Hold on. Bear with me, caller.
Oh, play with your,
yeah.
with your digits.
I don't know why you're so quiet. Are you quiet to the viewer? Just say another thing.
Ever since last autumn.
Oh, yes, yeah. No, you're deadly quiet. Hang on a minute. I've got no way of boosting. Are you still talking?
Nature. And there must have been many days when he was worried, had he got enough produce to satisfy the cook up there in the kitchens of the big house?
We now have you in full volume and you sound absolutely lovely.
Well, my question of the day is,
God.
something very queer happened to me this morning.
So what? Something very queer?
I went into my bank account with Barclays Bank.
Oh, yeah, we do like Barclays Bank. Do we? I don't know.
And there was an extra £86 in there.
Well, I'm blown. Have you been making lots of videos? Yeah, go on.
From Barclays Bank.
What do you mean?
So I looked into it, and apparently over the last few years, they've overcharged people for overdrafts and things.
Well,
and they've started putting money back. But everybody I've spoken to, they don't know about it. So I don't know whether I'm about to be scammed, because I've already spent it now. But I wonder if anybody else has had some money put in their account today.
What did you buy with your £87?
Video equipment.
Oh,
obviously.
Well, obviously. I mean, not gardening equipment. You know, none of that. Nothing to help get the plant. Not a big bag of fertilizer. What about a sheep? Could you buy a sheep? How much is a sheep? If you had to buy one sheep and have him literally pooing about in the allotment, how much would a sheep? Does anyone know? Somebody look it up. Cost of a sheep.
You can rent a sheep for £20 a day.
If you can rent them for £20 a day, they must be expensive to own.
£20 a day, or £11p a day if you have it for a month. There you go.
I'm just trying to fathom that out. £20 a day for what? A one-off day?
Yeah, or £11 a day for 30 days if you book for 30 days.
£11 a day. I thought you said 11p. £11 for one sheep, or is that a herd?
No, that's just for the one sheep.
So if you wanted 100 sheep, it's going to cost you £111.
Yes, and apparently it would be coming from
is that 1,000?
Mosfet.
It's coming from where?
Mosfet.
Where's that? Mosfet. Never heard of it.
In between Carlisle and Edinburgh, apparently.
Oh.
I'm just looking at the internet. I don't have this information in my head.
You're just looking. Do you know, I thought maybe you had a Farmer's Weekly magazine in front of you.
Well, many years ago, we did I was given the job of doing a commercial for a TV channel in Wales called Sheep TV.
Oh, yeah.
I had to rent out 200 sheep. And at about 1 o'clock in the morning, we closed off Cardiff city centre and put all these sheep in there. And obviously somebody came from the club and took down one of the barriers. So he spent about 6 hours trying to get his bloody sheep back in. We found one and gone to Cardiff Castle.
Mark G tells us Cardiff Castle, that's a nice place to go. There were plenty of grass up there when I was last there. Mark G says South Down lambs, £80 each.
Is that dead or alive?
That's a question to be fathomed and found out. Yes, a good question. Dead or alive? Hopefully.
I remember.
Wait, hang on. £80, a little lamb. It's not going to do much. It's not going to give you much fertilizer. Probably not going to eat that much grass, is it? I mean, it's not actually very good, is it? But I'm still reeling. I'm still reeling from whatever it was you said to begin with. How much a day? You probably lost the page. I've lost the I've lost the will.
£20 a day.
£20 a day. So there you are. You've got a field, and you want to fertilise it, and you think, well, I'm going to need a herd of sheep.
Well, I'm not quite sure because
10 sheep will cost. Yeah.
Incredibly versatile animals. Can be used for carrying or just for a cuddle.
For carrying?
Or just for, yes.
What do you mean?
Or just,
What the hell does a sheep carry? Apart from the wool on its back. I don't know. Versatile. Does it juggle? Can it ride a unicycle? Can it
I don't know, but I
walk
feel
on a high wire?
I feel that I have to email you the page, so I've just.
I think this is. I think that is hokum. I think that is. It's yeah. Mark G says stuffed. It's probably stuffed. This is the £80 one. Very interesting, says Michael White. I've heard of Rent a Ghost, but not sheep. It's a funny old world.
I remember I was interviewing somebody in a theatre in the West End years ago, and her face looked familiar, and I couldn't picture where I'd seen her face before. So at the end of the interview, I said this to her.
Yeah.
Turned out she was the witch in Rent a Ghost.
Oh. Well, what more could... What? Sorry, did you want something more from me? Hang on. Wow. There we go.
No, but I'm looking for... I hope it rains tomorrow. And
it's raining now. It's raining now.
Well, that's a good job. And I hope it rains tomorrow for you as well.
I hope it doesn't. I'm going up to see Matthew Holdsworth tomorrow.
For the next instalment of Snug and Cozy.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, I can tell you what happened. Well, I will tell you, but it won't be tomorrow. I'm hopefully going up to see Matthew Holdsworth tomorrow to do a thing. But it's raining now. Is it raining in London?
No, but there are dark clouds circling.
Is that because it's night time?
When we did get a naked Englishman off you this morning, I thought... I wonder if he's gone up and stayed in the van and that you were filming it today, in fact.
Ah.
Hello, Richard Vobes here, naked Englishman. Must put my trousers on.
Yes, the thing is, I was out early this morning, but not far. I'm slightly concerned that if I don't do a naked Englishman, everyone will go, oh, he's not in. We can go in his house and nick everything. Not that there's anything much to nick.
Yeah, but they'd have to tidy up the place first.
Well, they'd have to find it, whatever it is. Because the thing that I take when I go filming, i.e. my camera, is probably the most, all of this is antiquated and falling to bits, as people know watching the show. So there ain't much worth actually in half-inching this, although you might better sell it down the pub swap it for a sheep, maybe. It's raining in Guildford. Oh, right. Here we go. We should do the weather forecast. Find out what people...
pub has been all over the news for the last 24 hours.
At your what? Your pub?
The pub on the end of my street has been in the news for the last 24 hours because it is the site where a private investigator got murdered about 30 years ago, and they've never been able to find... Well, they think they know who the killers are, but they've never been able to bring them to book.
There's been a murder.
Oh, that's a shame.
He was found with an axe through his head.
Was he?
Yes, it's called the Daniel Morgan murder, and it turned out that he was about to expose the Metropolitan Police for allegedly smuggling in drugs, and he went to the News of the World, and the News of the World had the police in their pocket, and they told the police, and the next thing he's found dead.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, really. The way the world is going at the moment, nothing surprises me. Anyway, Linda Kane says, where's the Sussex flag expected to be on the show today of all days? I don't know what she's talking about. It's there. It's blooming there, look. Here it is. Yes.
Well, I can see it, because it isn't as if this is GB News and you can't see the picture.
No, it's not GB News. Has GB News improved?
They actually put out a tweet this afternoon saying, we've improved the sound and we've increased the brightness on the lights.
Good God.
And we will improve it even more on the weekend. So I thought, I'll tune in. And I watched a whole interview out of focus.
Oh, my God. I mean, the thing
but
about...
they're having a go.
Yeah.
They're having a go, aren't they?
Well, they're having a go, but I really do think that, they pumped up all this thing. It's coming, it's going to be the great thing. To me, in my mind, they should have started like this. Simple little set. One person, light one, and build. See if anybody actually wants to watch it. But they seem to have shoved everybody behind what looks like a kitchen table in an office. One of those sort of kitchen worktops. It's the
Well,
most
you might not
weirdest
have seen-
setup.
You might not have seen this because you don't go on social media, but
No.
there were people listing who the advertisers were on the Monday and targeting them on Tuesday. So 5 advertisers have pulled out.
Why were they
Because-
being targeted?
They would be targeted by the left of politics and saying, why are you supporting this channel? And without them even investigating what the channel was about, they just pulled their ads.
So what, they were just giving them spurious claims to say GB News have said this and you shouldn't be supporting, and so that the woke. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
And the same day then, the reporter for BBC Newsnight got chased through Whitehall, and if you saw the video, it did look as if he was possibly going to be attacked at
Yes,
some
I did.
point.
I did see that.
Yeah. But the question is, he ran to the police, and the police didn't. The police just stood there.
They just let him pass, didn't they?
Yeah.
I know it's a bit.
Anyway,
everything's
that's
a bit
whole
weird.
That's a whole different.
Yeah, it's a different
topic.
thing. But it's it's interesting to see what's happening in the world of media, because it's all gone one side and nobody's really listening to the truth anymore. It's all just slurred in this one direction. But anyway, I'm sure One Direction are a good band.
These days is on the Vobes show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes on a Saturday afternoon if he's bored.
If he's bored. Well, there we are. Thank you very much. That's Sean James Cameron in London. Lovely to talk to you.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Take care. There we are. Sean James Cameron bringing us up to speed. He is the one who's listening to all the social media so that I don't have to. We are going to go and have a look at a video. We've got some videos here. One from Stephen Agger today. He has got the Eddystone Lighthouse on the rails. On the rails. Better than being off the rails, I can tell you. Sean Ford has got part 2. We were eagerly awaiting to see whether he got to the Crowhurst Nature Reserve. Well, we'll find out in part 2 in a moment. And Paul Rampton came round this afternoon. And I don't know whether you saw any of my stories, and I told you about a character called Percy Peevely, which I did for the Services Sound and Vision Corporation, which is part of the British Forces Broadcasting Service, which, by the way, let me tell you, they definitely do have lights. They were tungsten lights, and they were bloody hot. None of this LED stuff, or LSD, or whatever it is, where, but these are great because the electric consumption is minimal. Minimal! I kid myself. I tell myself it's minimal. It really is. And what with all the lovely patrons of this show and all the sponsors, where are they? I don't know where did they go? We did have one. We did have a sponsor, and they've disappeared. But anyway, let's go into the video box. Oh, well, that didn't work, did it? Hang on. I've just pressed the button. Why didn't? Oh, hang on a minute. Let's go into the video box. No, see? Did you hear that? Did you? You didn't see it, did you? You didn't. Why is that not working? But Windows did an update and a restart before the show. Yeah, this is what's going on again. Hang on a minute. Right, go into the video box. I've got to go and find this. Where is the? Did I delete the video? No, there it is. Okay, let's try it this way. That was it. Oh, it's working now. I don't know. Anyway, there we are. Raining in Hendon. Right, okay, let's find out where it's. Raining in Hove. Raining in East Grinstead. Raining, I can hear my plants and flowers cheering, says Lisa, wherever Lisa is. Nivea is on fire. Anyone watching Italy? Well, what's Italy up to? They've got gondolas. Maybe is it raining in Italy? It's rain. I know Pervy PC. I don't know what that's about. Italian Amore. I don't know what that's. Pluring. I was going to a video. It's all go on today's show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out who it is. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Vobes Show.
Hello, Mr. Vobes.
Is that Emily Champion?
Yeah, it's the Champs.
Ah, lovely. Is it raining where you are?
Well, I wrote on the chat. No, it's not raining. Then I looked out the window. Yes, it is raining.
Oh, it's raining. There we are. That's good.
It's raining.
All the gardeners are very pleased.
Yes. Yeah, because I've just gone and watered some some plants.
Literally.
So literally just before the show.
And when you say
That's stupid of
literally,
me.
you mean you poured water using your watering can or a hose?
Using a thimble.
Small plants, are they?
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, miniature bonsai.
Oh, miniature bond. They don't need much water, do they? I think you only need to
No.
put a thimble on every 10, 20 years.
Every million years.
Every million years. Yeah. Isn't that what the that bloke in the Karate Kid, that film? You ever seen that film?
Oh yes.
Some old
Mr. Miyagi or
Yeah,
no, what is it? Is it something like that?
Yeah, that's it, Mr. Magoo. And
Mr. Magoo,
Mr.
yeah.
Magoo. Doesn't
Mr. Majika.
Mr. Yes, exactly. He doesn't he. It's not him. It's the other one that goes. Hang on. He goes.
Oh, the
Grasshopper.
wax on, wax off.
Grasshopper, you only need thimble of water on bonsai.
Yes, master. I obey,
Sounds
master.
isn't that that sounds like the guy that was out of what were they? The Gremlins.
Oh, I never saw the
Remember when they got-
Gremlins.
It was some little Chinese man or something that sold this little gremlin thing.
Grasshopper.
He was like that.
Grasshopper.
I don't know. Never quite understood. I mean, that was from Kung Fu. Do you remember the series Kung Fu with Ian Carradine? I think it was. And the bloke had these golf balls in his eyes, and just every now and again. No, it's true. Every now and again,
Didn't he have any golf teams?
There was this American actor with long hair who's not Chinese and who puts a little bit of makeup on, and suddenly everyone's going,
Bit of sweaty, dark skin.
yeah, and then everyone's going, oh look, the Chinaman coming in, and he's not clearly not Chinese, but he's pretending to be Chinese in this wonderful 1970s series. And then just before there's a big punch up and some sort of kung fu sequence, it suddenly cuts back to when he was a small child. And I think it cut back to his brother, who was the actor and who had a shaved head. And then this bloke sitting there with these ping pong balls in his eyes. It's true. It's true. And he would just keep going,
Grasshopper. Grasshopper.
and I never understood why he called him Grasshopper. It's just barking.
Because he was just, I don't know, maybe
David,
he just
that's it,
jumped
David.
really high.
David Carradine, that's it. David Carradine, not Ian Carradine. I don't think there is an Ian Carradine. There might be somewhere. Lisa bless her. Lisa Lamborghini says, "Oh Richard, you are so funny." I'm so you made my day, Lisa. Thank you so much. It's not easy sweating under these.
Put that on your CV.
Yes, you are too funny. But that would be the thing that would stop me from getting the job, because they would go, "I see, Mr. Vobes. It says on here you are too
much
funny.
experience.
Too funny."
Honestly, people in teaching, they come out with the most ridiculous reasons why you can't get the job. You are either too experienced or not experienced enough. There's never an in between.
Yeah, where is the point?
I've never found the in between.
It's like, well, at what point do I become? And why does anybody? I never understood this. I mean, because I don't work in the real world, I just work in my imaginary world. I never understood why people would say, "Oh no, I can't get a job because I'm too experienced." And you think, how do
you know until you've tried it?
But how can you be too experienced? We want you to screw lids on jam jars. Righto. Well, actually, I'm a brain surgeon. Oh. You're too experienced. I can actually, I'm not working at the moment.
Still do it. I'm not a pleb.
Yeah, I can still screw. I mean, if I can, after doing, what do you call that thing where you take the top of somebody's head off?
Decapitate.
No, not decapitate. They used to do that thing where in the medieval time. Yes, there's a term, isn't there? What's the term where you used to unscrew their head and release the gas?
Have a look in.
Yes, and I can't remember the term now.
Oh, what when you were bleeding someone?
I'm
looking, they were leeches or something.
Yes, that's it. No, I'm looking desperately at the chat.
Oh no! When they are screwed? Oh, what when they screwed to get the miasmas or something?
No, not a lobotomy.
Lobotomy.
A tree panning. A tree panning. That's it, tree panning or trepanning or whatever.
I think I need one of those.
I've lost the joke now. But, there you are. You can say, look, I'm a brain surgeon. I've done lots of trepanning where I've unscrewed, I've opened up people's head and I've screwed their heads back on. Why can't I do...
do you know what? That always gets me too, because do you know what the response is? They always say, yeah, but you might suddenly want to try and take over the company or something, or go above your stations. I mean, what? You wouldn't be going for the job if you were going to be doing that, surely.
See. So they think that because you're too qualified, you are going to be, you start telling everybody else.
Or something. Yeah, telling everyone else what to do. Well,
so there you are.
Not necessarily if you're in a job that you've never done before, but you've got experience of something else. Does it matter?
When Julia and I were out filming in Cowfold, we were in a car park. And I had my van, and this other van came up, delivery van, and he parked up next to us. And I got talking because he said, "That's a nice van." And I said, "Oh, thanks very much." And he said, "What you need is alloys, mate." And I said, "Well,
did he kick your tyres?"
No, he was sitting in the van, and I said, "Oh, well, you've got a nice van." He said, "Oh, I'm just doing delivery. I used to be an airline pilot." And I said, "Really?"
We're still piloting something.
Yeah, he said, "But it's COVID. We're all out of business. So what we're doing now is and you thought,
delivery.
Well, there's a bloke who's too experienced."
Yeah, exactly.
But they took him on, and he's not saying, "Do you know what? If you drove this van down the M1 at 370 miles an hour and put some cardboard things on the side, you could fly this."
Yeah.
I mean, he's not saying that. He's just going, "Oh, I'll deliver them." He's working for one of the main supermarkets where every little helps. And good for him, good for him for lowering his wonderful
standards.
Yes, I mean, I don't know how many hours you have to have driving for a supermarket. It's probably a lot less than you need to be flying aeroplanes with passengers in.
And you probably won't get DVT out of it.
No, or even Brook Bond tea or PG tips. I don't know. Probably none of it.
Herbie tips.
Herbie tips.
Herbie tips. That didn't sound right.
I'm not quite sure what that is.
No,
we want to get on to the main reason that you rang, and that is you said that you're now a big fat lardy cake.
Yes, I'm about 25 stone now.
You're joking me. How can you can't go waddling down the road for 6 miles a day at 25 stone? I had when I was doing the bed of nails thing in the old entertainment business.
Bed of nails.
The bed of nails, yeah. And I used to get people in the room, and I would always look for the largest person in the room, and I would say, "I'll have the largest person." They would come out, and they would stand on me as I lay naked from the chest up. And they would stand on me, and I had this bloke who was 21.5 stone, and I was nearly suffocating. It wasn't that I was being penetrated by the nails, but its weight was collapsing my rib cage. So that's big. So what I'm saying is 25 stone. How do you manage to? What do you mean?
No,
you don't.
The thing is, I'm not. I'm still in my BMI. That's the funny thing.
What's that? Is that a certain flash suit?
When you have to put in, when you have to put in your height and your weight, and then they say you're within your limits of what weight you should be and all that. I'm still in it. So technically I could still be. So I think for my height I can be between 8 stone and 12 stone, which is a big difference. And
so hang on. So how high are you?
I'm 5'6".
Depends what you're smoking, I suppose.
Well, yeah.
5'6", and your weight.
So
4 hours probably.
Yeah.
If it's in a hospital.
The waiting time, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well,
so
4 hours is quite quick.
It is quite quick. It's 60 times 4, whatever that is. 60, 120, 240 minutes. There we go.
Yeah, you do the math.
Maths.
Math.
Do you say?
Do you know what?
You don't do the American math, do you?
Do you know what? I did it for ages with the kids. I actually kept saying to them, "I don't know why you keep saying maths. It's math." And it got to the point where they genuinely believed me that was the word. It was math.
You did it on purpose?
Yeah, I did it on purpose, and they believed me.
I don't understand the Americans why they've suddenly turned it into
because it's short for mathematics. So if you take away mathematics and shorten it, it just becomes math.
Well, what's maths then?
It's just that we put S from the mathematics and stuck it on the end of math.
Yeah, is mathematics plural?
No, I think that is just... It just is S on the end because it's not mathematic.
Why isn't it?
It's got to have. I don't know.
I mean,
it must be.
Surely
it must be the only singular noun that has an S on the end.
But it must be a plural noun because mathematics is more than If you just have a number, that's a singular number. If it's
I'll have to look this up.
No, wait. Then just listen to the Vobes. He knows. You might learn something. If it's a single, if it's Isn't that great? I love that. We used to know Vic Gallucci when I was on the bill. Lovely bloke. Vic Gallucci would come in and he would start babbling and we go, "Oh, shut up, Vic."
Oh,
it was all a load of old BS. And then he would say, no, listen. He was Italian. And he would say, no, listen to me, Vobes. You might learn something. We all thought, oh, how arrogant is that? But every now and again, I think I remember him every time. Anyway,
well, let's get back to the weight thing.
Yes, I want to get to that, but let me just clear up this one thing. What? Mathematics has got to be a plural thing, because if it's a singular number, that's just on its own. But maths and mathematics is several numbers that you're doing things with, so they're plural because you've got several on them.
Well, hence, mathematics, it covers a lot of things, doesn't it?
Just cover the things I'm talking about.
So it has to be lots of things.
Yes,
so
that's right.
You're right.
Yes.
It has to be something plural because it's talking about more than one thing.
Yes, exactly. So the Americans have got it wrong. That's all I want to say. That's
no more math.
No more math. Sounds so stupid. Math.
You do the math.
Sounds retarded when they say, "Yeah, you do the math."
I did.
It's maths. It's bloody maths. If you're going to use the English, get it right. It's maths. Goodness sake. So this weight, you're 5'6". How heavy are you?
So I'm about 10 stone.
10 stone? That doesn't sound very much.
But the thing is, I'm the same. This is what doesn't make any sense to me. I'm still the same size of clothes that I was when I was a stone lighter. Now, I have been extremes of the weight that I'm supposed to be.
Hang on, I'm slow.
So I have been 8 stone.
Just say that bit about the clothes again in slow motion.
So I'm still the same clothes size.
So let's say
even though I'm heavier.
8, 10?
Yeah, so 10.
10 stone. But you're heavier.
At my lightest, I was a size 4 to 6.
So does that mean you've got more muscles?
Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to say. It's changed the fat content and it's replacing it with the muscle. Right. Now, muscle doesn't weigh more than fat, but it's denser.
Ah.
So
is that why you ask it whether it's maths or mathematics? It can't tell you because it's going.
It's so dense.
Off my mate.
Yeah. So, and also because I'm exercising more, I'm having to take on more calories.
So are you now butch?
No, I'm not at all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how disappointing.
No. I was just thinking that the muscle has turned. You said the fat has turned into muscle. And I was just thinking.
Yeah, it's all the steroids.
Have you got like a lantern jaw? You know, are you like broad-shouldered and straight down now?
You crack nuts with it.
All right, son. I'll let you
and
know.
I'm talking about monkey nuts here, nothing else before anyone puts any comments on
Yes, that's true. So so you're not wafer thin then?
No, I'm not wafer thin anymore.
You're not like John Fox. Is John Fox out there? I can't
do you know what? He slithered down a drain. He was that thin.
He is what I would define as a runner. He is thin.
I thought you were going to say something else. I don't know what.
What? He's thin, whippy, and goes like the wind, and doesn't stop. You know, it's like you can imagine he's running in bed.
But you know what? Women have 32% more fat than men on their body. So already I'm at a I guess so. Well, bosoms, I don't know about me. Mine's not there.
Well, no, because women lose their bosoms when they run, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I don't know where they lost them because I've not come across any when I've been out on a run.
Oh, well, you don't want to trip on them.
No.
They're a trip hazard.
Tripped and fallen in a crack before.
So that's fascinating. I'm sure everybody else is going, I don't know what this conversation is, where this is going. Like, Mr. Blippy Whippy says.
Get her off, she's lost the plot.
She's lost the plot. So right, okay, so so for some reason, your running has turned the fat into muscle, but you're not a John Fox, so that you can,
No, I'm not big. I'm not big.
But you weren't big when you came here.
No, I wasn't. No, I've never been big, and that's just me. That's just I've got a fast metabolism. But I'd say, like, for anyone that's wanting to, lose weight or whatever they want to do, don't weigh yourself. The best thing to do is to actually measure like your thighs and your waist and take measurements, because that's where you'll see the difference rather than the weight on a weighing scale. So that's the sort of thing you need to do, is actually, get a tape measure around your arms or your legs or your waist. That's where you're going to see difference.
I think that whole business where people weigh themselves is odd, because when I put on a bit of weight when I had the
when you were pregnant.
When I was pregnant, had the COVIDs and all of that. When I had the eye problem and I was on the steroids and I bloated out, I could I could see. But after a while, it's funny actually, because after a while I didn't really appreciate just how fat and Mr. Michelin man I was.
You literally couldn't see it.
I couldn't see it. But my eyes disappeared in the piggy flesh. But
it's not golf ball eyes.
it was horrible. You just disappeared. But what I was trying to say is, you feel it, don't you? When you're healthy, you feel healthy. You don't need need to keep going,
oh, look at me! I've done it. I've taken a whole ounce of my. I wonder where it came from. Oh, I've lost.
You don't know. Yeah, you just don't. Yeah, you're not looking to measure yourself and weigh yourself all the time. No, you're not.
It's about. Obviously, there's a certain vanity in some of the people that do it, because they want to lose weight to look more thinner, and so they go to the workplace and what have you. So no one's calling them out. Hello, Mr. Fatty. All right, fatty cake.
Sorry.
So they don't have any of that.
We can't employ you. You're too experienced. Sorry, can't employ you. You're too overweight.
Yeah, exactly. Can't employ you. You're called Mr. Vobes. So so that way I can understand that. But ultimately, if you don't feel like you're actually achieving anything, then there's no point. Give it not after one run. Obviously, you're going to do it like for 3 months, and you'll go.
Takes a while.
Oh, actually, I feel quite good. I've had less heart attacks this month. Just one massive coronary, but other than that,
no strokes.
No strokes. If footballers can have it, apparently I heard there was I don't know where it was.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
And I don't know who it was.
I didn't see it myself, but it can happen to anyone. I just think...
Was it Frank Lamppost, whatever his name is? Isn't there somebody Frank?
I don't think he does it anymore.
Doesn't he? I don't know.
I'm
rubbish.
He's a Tesco delivery driver now.
Oh, that's what they end up doing,
Yeah.
With their millions.
Yeah, he's got alloys and everything.
But those, Sean James Cameron says, he's counting the steps. Those people that do these step challenge, I don't understand it. What's that about? They go, I'm going to make sure I do 1,000 steps a day. It's like, then people get so het up if they, I've only done 98. I've got to do 2 more steps. I don't know where to
jump
go.
On the spot.
It was like do you remember when digital watches first came out and you could get the digital...
Oh, and the beeping alarms.
But you would go, it's not quite 10 o'clock, hang on. It's 10 o'clock.
Wait for it to go. Everyone wait and...
And yet when you had a sweeping hand on an old-fashioned ordinary watch, you could go, it's nearly 10, let's all go down a pub. You were more relaxed about time, but when you look at digital time, you go, it's 20:45. You've
got to wait till it rounds up now.
Yeah.
Now it's gone over. Now we've got to wait till the next round-up number.
It's the same with filling up the old van with petrol or diesel. Did you used to do that?
Go over it by a penny. Yeah.
I'll go and put 20 quid in, and it's always
that's happened to me.
And then you go, I won't settle for 19.99 or 19.98. It's got to be 20, but it's always over.
It always does. It's like somebody presses a button. They're watching you. They're watching you through the window. And then they press a button. They're like, yes, we've got them.
Oh, dear.
Curse you people in the garage.
Absolutely. Curses. I've thrown my scales away, says Sean James. Julie Berry says that I've changed shape and weight since I started running. I'm heavier, but I've lost inches.
Yes, that's the thing. And do you know what? The most important thing to do is when you're out, if you ever go out running or walking.
Yes.
If you are at a pace where you can still talk.
Yes.
So you're not like dying.
Yes.
If you're still at that pace where you can talk, that is the fat burning zone.
Oh, is it?
As soon as you get out of that ability to be able to talk, your body uses up its reserves and it's not burning the fat anymore. It's literally saving the fat. So you're not doing yourself any favors. So if you're looking to lose weight or, tone up, then keep to a pace where you're able to talk. And obviously over time, you get used to that and you're able to go faster and still be able to talk. So that's the idea.
I see. Tall Podge Rog says, I'm fed up with lose weight measures and adverts because I actually want to put on weight. I just can't do it.
I used to have that. Do you know what? I used to have that as well. Everyone always used to say, "Oh, you're so thin. Oh, look at you. You don't eat a good meal." And that really is just as annoying as when people say, "Oh, you're too fat," because you're like, "But I'm trying everything I can." But I was just so active, and I just burnt it off just so quickly. There's nothing I could do. It's frustrating.
Is that the case with Tall Podge Rog? Let us know. Are you too
Probably,
active?
yeah.
Too active.
Too active.
Trev's Travels by Narrowboat says that there was a candid camera sketch years ago at a petrol station, clicking it over by a penny.
Yes.
My favourite
Love it.
candid camera one was when people used
Jeremy Beadle.
Oh no, I never used to like Jeremy Beadle. I thought that was a bit over the top. Used to, always the.
Do you remember everyone said his hand got blown off by a firework?
He did lose a finger. That was true. I don't know quite how it.
No, well he did. He had the short fingers.
Did he?
They were actual proper thing. They had fingernails.
Yeah, no.
And everything.
Yes. Oh, were they? Is that what it was? No, I thought he'd lost a finger. Anyway, my favourite camera. My favourite candid camera thing was the one in the old days when you used to take photographs and you had them on a roll of film before digital, and people would come into the camera shop. And they would say, "I'd like these films developed, please." And he would take the film, he would swap it with a bit of sleight of hand, and then pull the film out and go, "Oh yes, I think we can do that one. That would be no problem." And of course, the people in the shop go, "Oh my God, you've just exposed it to light. What have you done?" He said, "No, I'm sure it'll be fine." And they said, "No, you've just ruined it."
Put it back.
And of course, they've just come back from the pyramids or somewhere, and
Yeah,
it's just gone.
never again.
Yes, I think we can get
Ruined.
ruined it. That was my favourite of all time, and the goldfish.
An old camera joke.
Old camera joke. Anyway,
And
listen.
the goldfish.
Yeah, do you remember the goldfish where there was goldfish in a pond and the candid camera guy would have a piece of carrot in his hand and he would just suddenly go, he'd be talking to somebody as they come into the shop, he'd reach into the goldfish bowl, grab what looked like a goldfish, but he'd already got this piece of carrot in his hand, flap it about, just eat it.
Oh God! Oh,
and then just say, "Oh, help yourself if you want one."
Oh,
they're probably all on YouTube. It's hilarious.
We'll have to look them up.
Eat what you like, but in moderation. There we are.
Classic humour.
Classic humour.
Don't get that anymore.
No, well, it's all too woke now. You're not allowed to have good humour.
Woke. Oh God.
We could have a conversation about that. So,
too much.
When are you coming down on the show? I say this every time, but we don't seem to materialise.
I never got round to it. It will be. Probably July now.
Oh, okay, July.
Because I've just got to finish. I've got a deadline to write some courses by the end of July. So once that's done, I can. I'll be coming down and probably do it. Maybe we'll do a walk or something.
Sounds brilliant.
Go out and do something.
Come down for the day and then do a Vogue show in the evening.
Yes, because I'll be down probably at the caravan quite a lot. So
there you go.
I'll be down that way.
Super duper.
Yep.
Well, lovely to talk to you, Emily Champion.
Yep.
Fantastic stuff.
As
always, you've given us a good old laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm just.
And without any cream at all, which is perfect.
Yeah, no, I think it's a bit too warm for cream, isn't
God.
it?
Think of the
It'd go
smell.
right off.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, be rotten.
Be rotten.
Be like sniffing those sheep's armpits.
Nice.
Anyway, be doing that.
On that note.
Thank
you very much. Take care, Emily.
Yeah, take care.
Toodle
See you
pip.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
There we are. It's the lovely Emily Champion giving us 24 minutes of top-end content there. We will go to our video. I promised you we would go to the video. Let's see if it's working this time. And on the video tonight, we're going to Stephen Agger, who has got the Eddystone train, not the lighthouse, down in Dorset, and it's pulling a vehicle. But what? Fantastic. There it is. That is the train. Marvellous stuff. Thank you very much for sending that in. That's Stephen Agger and all those people down there taking photographs. Talking of photographs, I wonder if they'd managed to get hold of this guy. Yes, thanks to Sean James Cameron.
Grasshopper, golf balls in my eyes.
It's funny, isn't it? Memory plays tricks on you. I was absolutely convinced that it would have been golf balls, but as a kid when I was watching the series, obviously they're strange contact lenses, and if you look, one of the pupils I think have been drawn on. One of them is in obscurely the wrong place. But there we are. How about that? What a lovely thing to see. Well, maybe not. Now, somebody said, is there a quiz? There is a quiz. And we've got a couple of quizzes on tonight's show. I'm just looking at the finding the email from Andrew Norris, first of all. Yes, it's time for the Andrew Norris art quiz, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. Get yourselves ready for these. He says, hey, Richard, since you made a pig's ear of the names of the wild flowers on Friday, I sent the pictures numbered with their names listed here. I'm sorry I made a pig's ear, young Andrew. So let's see if you can guess them. There are 5 to be guessed at. So we're going to start with this one. I'm not going to tell you what they are until afterwards. So if you've got a notebook, write them down. Here is the first one. Can you identify this lovely little number? It's a beautiful pinkish flower on a stalk with 3 flowers. They look like butterflies, but what are they called? Sitting in amongst a green jungle of grass in Croatia near Mr. Andrew Norris's house. Does anybody know? Yes, says Bonnie, it's a quiz about pig's ears. It could be. Is it a bee orchid? A bee orchid? A bee orchid? Everyone's going for bee orchid. Is it a bumblebee? Is it a bee or wild orchid? A beautiful orchid? Is it awkward? Or what is it? Let's find out in a moment. I will tell you now. The first one that we saw there is, and you're quite right to say bee orchid. It is a bee orchid. Right, the next one is here. Can you name and identify it? Look at that. It's a very beautiful and delicate flower. As you can see, it's in and amongst some other delicate green stuff, which is slightly out of focus, whereas this is perfectly in focus, enabling it to be recognized if you have the wisdom in your head to be able to do so. There are delicate pinks in the flowers that have yet to open, but the other ones have lovely leaves and those funny things with the bobbles on the end, which may have a name, but I have no idea what it is. So far, we have... Linda Kane says meadowsweet. Meadowsweet, says the Veg Grower Podcast. Nice to see you there, Ricardo. Smells lovely, says Linda Kane. Meadowsweet or heartwort or edelweiss, says Mark Burgess. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, hold the vice still and I can cut the piece of metal. Edelweiss. It's a funny old term, isn't it? Anyway, there we are. Let's find out what it is. And on the, if I press that button, I've pressed it so many times. So the answer to that was dropwort, which is similar, but clearly not, meadowsweet. So it's very similar. So yes, it's like meadowsweet, but it's not, says Andrew Norris. So there we are. That fooled you, didn't it? The next one coming up is here. This looks delightful. Again, very delicate looking. What do you think? What do you make of that? Let's get a nice big visual on that one. The lovely Julia would like that because it's her sort of colour. It reminds me, really, of a rhubarb and custard type plant. It's got a little bit of yellow in there, but it's mainly the purple which comes to mind. Yes, dropwort. Ooh, says Kerry Baldwin. Smells medieval here, says Emily Champion. Now, someone has a bonfire going in the rain. Madness, madness, madness. Does anyone identify this one? Oh, this one seems to have got you. Jeff and Mandy says, is it the purple dance flower? David Vad says purple flatlands. Any more advances on that? Anybody guess? Purple orchid, Rachel TS is asking. Andrew Norris, you've got a good one there. But what is it? Let's have a look. It is a field cow wheat. No idea. Probably a Croatian special. Bonnie says houndstooth, a magenta dementia. It's not quite that. A one-eyed, one-horned purple people eater. Could be. No, the answer is field cow wheat. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Never heard of that. Number 4 on our list. We've got 2 more to go. This is the penultimate one. Oh, this is lovely. Similar colour, but just as lovely. Here we go. What do you make of this? It's a very wonderful iridescent smack of colour there. Uninspired name, says Bonnie H. I'm not sure if it is that. I'm not sure. Oh, uninspired. Is it Campion, says Sean James Cameron. It does look like Campion, but it's slightly different, isn't it? Sweet William, geranium, looks like a dianthus, says Linda Kane. I think we might have stumped them. Red Campion, a bee leg, dianthus, says Anne Wright. Well, let's find out by going back into the email. And it is actually a Carthusian pink. Carthusian pink. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Carthusian pink. Did anyone see in the Bald Explorer, by the way, in the Bald Explorer group, there was a young version of the old Vobes. Somebody had been watching Campion on the telly, and they suddenly saw the old Vobie, one-eyed Kenobi on the telly. Can you believe it? I'm just trying to find how we get there now. It's just, this is key. I don't know if anybody's got a Facebook page, but they've switched into some business mode, and it's the most awkward bloody thing to use. This is another reason why I don't use Facebook so much these days, because it's just become more and more cumbersome to use. It used to be quite easy to use. There's a post there that says Happy Sussex Day. I wonder when that is. So here is a picture of the Vobes in that alluring television programme. There he is. What was it called? Campion. Back in the 1980s. Thanks to Ian Hubble for posting that. There's me, a very young version of me with hair. And there, on the left-hand side, that one there, not the one with the moustache, is an equally young version of the old Vobe in a police outfit, for those that didn't see it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, because we want to get back to the flower quiz. The last one on the flower quiz, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I hope you'll be able to find this one easier to get. And I hope I haven't made too much of a pig's ear of it. So here it is. I'll take that arrow out the way. Anybody guess or know what that is? Meanwhile, Rachel TS says, smart uniform. Thank you very much. Rufus Excalibur Fawkes says, is that the bill? No, that's the bill was shot in the 1980s and 90s, and that was Campion that was shot at the same time, but based in the 1930s. So that's me in a 1930s outfit. So there we go. What a smart boy, says Ron Langley. Oh, you had to be smart to be in those sort of things. Nobody got this one? This is a lovely flower here. Nobody got it? No idea. Stella Artois? Could be. We'll come back into the Vobe show. Well, you're learning something here. Not very much. I don't suppose I'm going to ever remember these. This is the spiked star of Bethlehem. Yeah. Never heard of it, mate. I thought Campion was a herb. There we are, Rufus Excalibur Fawkes. He was a detective, a 1930s detective, probably based on a book by an author, as most are. We have another one, a wildflower quiz from Bonnie. We may get time to do that. Who knows? You never know how it is. Sean James Cameron says, Spike Star of Bethlehem. Yeah, well done. I've just announced that, but thanks for adding it at the last minute. So, ladies and gentlemen, time now. Sean Ford is going to give us the second half of his Discovery Walk 15, looking for the Crowhurst Nature Reserve. Are you excited? I know I am.
It's overgrown this part, but lovely. This is where the train tracks come along from when the viaduct finished and joined this bit of land here. So along this path here will take us directly to Crowhurst Nature Reserve. And here we are. Here's the bridge I'm going to go under. So underneath the bridge is where Crowhurst Nature Reserve begins. And right behind me was, and of course this is the train track, so right behind me is where that lovely overgrown footpath is. And there's this bridge, and that's a side road that goes along to and links up with Coombe Valley Way. There we are. Which my jaw just opened when I got to here. Look at this. Here it is. Look at that. And there's some cliffs behind me. And a wee cave up there. It'd be interesting to have a look at the wee cave. A bit slippery this morning. But there's a pond just over there, so let's have a look for that. About as close as I can get to the cave actually. It's very slippery. Should come back when it's drier and have a look in there. Nothing like a good cave. There it is. Lovely green layering this morning. Look at that. There's plants across the way there. Makes it look kind of tropical. It'll be lovely when the sun's out as well. It must be when it shines through here. There's a great opening up there. So, with the sun shining through here. And this is where the little bit of water ends. You can walk right up to it. And then just behind me is a bench for you to come and park your bum. Oh, and trip over. It's good, isn't it? They've made that out of the local trees. Quarry wood, as it's known locally. It's going to be lovely here when the sun comes out. It's gorgeous now, for goodness sake. Of course it is, but when the sun shines through, just imagine all the colours. It's interesting what they've done here. Old tree trunks placed into the ground. A nice circular formation surrounded by living trees. Lots of silver birch in here too. And a little bit about the type of fungi you get in here as well. Times a year. I won't let you read that. You can pause if you want to, but why not come here and read it yourself and have a look for what they're talking about. Silver elf cup, cobalt crust and green elf cup. Let's just have a little walk a bit further along. Yeah, so this is the old railway line coming along here, and it's going to carry on up there. And this fence here shows me that we've come to the end of this track, but not the railway track. It would have carried on further up there. It's great to know where it used to be as well. I think you can join it further on. I think it's all private land there, and then a bit further on you can join up with it, become one with it again at Crowhurst station area or something. I'm not sure. So look at that, my next discovery walk. Well, thanks for watching me, Sean, in Discovery Walk 15, Crowhurst Nature Reserve. Absolutely lovely out here. We're going to now trip back and have free breakfast.
Marvellous stuff. It looks absolutely stunning out there in Crowhurst. Lovely place. Thank you so much, Sean, for making these videos. Do appreciate that very much. It's great to see them. So there we go. And I think Rachel TS was wondering where it was. So it'd be interesting to know if, Rachel, you're going to nip down there in East Sussex at Crowhurst and have a wander around. Like the curious thing that they've done with the silver birch tree trunks. Interesting. A few people have been saying, where's Bernie tonight? And I was wondering myself, because normally I've almost got a on purpose little Bernie little button on my control panel that's dedicated to Bernie's videos, but no video from Bernie tonight. And Michael said, where is he? And I think Ron said he's driving back late from somewhere tonight. And thank you very much for everybody. I was wondering that he was all right. We do occasionally get people who disappear and vanish, and when one can remember and try and investigate, we do try to, because it is a lovely community, and we're all friends here. We don't obviously we don't tolerate people rocking the boat or being obnoxious or trolling or just sort of winding people up. We can't have any of that, because it's a nice community. We don't want anybody to get hurt or, that kind of thing. I know I take the mickey out of a few people from time to time, and usually there's a sort of understanding about it, how it works. Sometimes people do get a little bit over-offended, and I usually apologise if it's been my issue. But anyway, it's nice to know that Bernie is on his way back and he's fine, which is brilliant. We look forward to seeing him, hopefully see him on the Friday show. Now, here we go. I wonder if you can hang on, I've got to work out who this is. Josephine Suter sent this picture in. Here's talking about quiz. Bonnie said do the other quiz the next night, which I shall do. But have a look at this. This is the root of an old tree. And here's the challenge. I'll zoom in a bit. Can you see a toad looking out at you? Can you spot the toad? So there we are. It's can you spot the toad, ladies and gentlemen? Whilst you're looking, Sean says, thanks again. I only make the videos for myself and the Vobesters. Thank you very much. Sean says, Bernie said on Monday he wasn't going to be here tonight. He was travelling home. Thank you for remembering that, Sean, and everybody else who mentioned it as well. Julie Berry says, Lisa, I got off exploring and running on my own in the woodland and trails. Never have a problem. Just go for it. Yes, just go for it. It's there isn't people waiting in the bushes. Brainwash Chris says, it's in a hole. But can you see it? Now, I was looking, I thought I could see two. G-Ramp says he's in the middle. I wonder if I can zoom in anymore. I can't zoom in, but he's actually there. But also, if you look down here, it looks like there's another one down there. 2 eyes and a mouth. Is that one? Who knows? Only Josephine Suter will know the answer. So there you go. How about that? Now, right, let's have a look. Any other interesting relative things come in here? These sheep. Remember we were talking about the sheep at the beginning of the show? Now, don't be sheepish. This is it. You can have a sheep for the day. This is from fatllama.com, I think. Fatllama.com. Here it is. Sheep for the day. You get the special sheep that sticks his tongue out at you. It's a special type of sheep. It's the tongue sticker sheep. So you can have a sheep for the day, £20 a day. As he says, if you want it for 30 days, it's £11 a day. Check the prices. The lender is currently away and may not respond. As it says here, as he said, incredibly versatile animal, can be used for carrying or just cuddling. What the hell is it going to carry? That's what I want to know. There's a map here, and I've no idea where it is. He said it was up in Cumbria somewhere, didn't he? Yeah, somewhere off the A74. There we are. Near. I've lost the thing, the little sticker thing, but never mind. Don't let that worry you. Anyway, so that's the type of sheep. Probably not what farmers would have. I imagine farmers would get something a bit different than that. Now, also coming up, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Do you remember? This is where we're probably going to get a strike, copyright strike or demonetization of the thing. Doesn't matter. Don't make any money on this as it is. So that's not a problem. Do you remember if you watched my story some time ago? Lovely Paul Rampton popped in and I'd given him some VHSs, and one of them was a VHS which was called Percy Peevely. In the early 80s, I had, or the mid-80s, I don't know when it was sometime in that era anyway. I had a children's television show called Percy Peevely. I'd blagged my way into the Sound and Services Vision Corporation, who used to send off-air programmes. So that means they would take them once they had been broadcast. They would record them from the BBC, generally. They would have an agreement to do this. Repackage them with a presenter saying... reading cards and things, like Dear Fred, please say happy birthday to Jemima, who's going to be 6 today. Happy birthday, Jemima. How nice. We're going to have a party. We're going to have a cake, and we're going to chop her legs off at the end of it. So all very nice. So, and this was for the services. So army people, any of the services really, who were stationed at this particular time in Germany and Cyprus, before satellite television was a thing, before the internet. So they would make these programs, ship them out to Germany and Cyprus, where they would have an independent television network for the families of army personnel, or the services personnel, which I suppose is all of them, the Navy and the Air Force and the Army in these bases. And the kids would have their own television programs. And I had gone up and auditioned for a presenter, and I'd failed it dreadfully. Failed it. So, but before I left, I said, here, you could have a comedy character. I've got this mask, which I had made during my mime days at mime school. And I'd worked out this character called Percy Peevely. And they said, oh, yeah, what's that? So I put the mask on, put the wig on, and I started to perform this character. Oh, hello, Percy Peevely here. Oh, Blige, I'm ever so excited. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, dear. And he used to be very excited like that and would muck about. And we made this very low-budget television series. There were 3 of them in which we were showing cartoons. And on a VHS, I must have put a compilation of bits and pieces from the 3rd series in which Percy Peevely is based on a pier. He is supposed to be organising the entertainment on a pier, on a seaside pier. Just happened to be Worthing Pier. And for one day, they came down from Gerrard's Cross, where they were filmed, where the Services Sound and Vision Corporation were based, and they filmed all the 3rd links to go into each episode. It was either 1 day or 2 days, and we got up to all sorts of antics. And I must have put a compilation of some of the antics that I used to get up to from this 3rd series. Now, bear in mind, this is on VHS tape that's been digitised. The sound quality is bad, and it's just to music. Unfortunately, you don't get to hear the actual live bits of talking. But I thought it'd be funny to give you a little taster of it. So here it is. Stand by for action. Anything could happen in the next half hour. Good old Percy Peevely there, ladies and gentlemen. What did you make of that? Oh, blood. Cool. Bear in mind, I could barely see a thing out of the mask. These tiny little holes. I could barely... I know, it's Eric. Yeah, absolutely. That's Eric. I could barely see a thing out of the thing. We would make these series. So there was 4 links. As I remember the series, it had 4 links. And it was just linking cartoons. When I turned up for the first series, it was just a very basic set with a blue background, not a chroma key. It was just a blue background, which they used to post the postcards and the letters and stuff. It was very naff. And I came into the studio and I said, look, let's do something a bit more fun with this. Let's make him have the basement, down in the basement. We got this candlestick telephone. And I said, every now and again, his boss, Mr. Todd, would ring up. And so Mr. Todd had this type voice. You never saw Mr. Todd, but Percy was always in fear. Oh, Blige, I think Mr. Todd's coming. Oh, no, it's Mr. Todd. Oh, quick, we better get on and do whatever it is. But time for a cartoon. Oh, what cartoon are we supposed to show? I can't remember. Oh, Blige. And he would say, he would curse, oh, Blige, all the time. The thing was, this went out, and I got post bags back. I got, like, quite a lot of fan mail from 6-year-olds saying things like,
I love Percy. Percy, I love you.
Little kids would write in and say that, and it was hilarious. It was great fun. Little early days of the Vobes broadcasting. So there we go. Is it the same mask as the guy on the film The Bodyguards? No, it's the same mask that I use when I go into Morrison's. When they say, here, mate, have you got a mask? I say, yeah. Oh, hello, it's Percy Peevely here. Here, come to do some shopping. Oh, Blige. Now, what did Mr. Todd say? I know he wanted some bananas. He wanted a coconut. Not sure what he wanted the coconut for. Can't remember now. It's all very round and hairy. Anyway, a bit like my hair. What do you think? Do you think it looks like my hair? I think it looks like my hair. It hasn't got the great goggly eyes that I've got. Oh, no. Oh, hang on a minute. Have I got any money to buy the shopping? I think I've come in here without all my money. What will they say? Oh, Blige. Anyway, that was Percy. I mean, it was like nothing really, but you can imagine now you could make a really good mask and a wig and you know, with all the effects and things, it would be great and kids would love it. You know, a little YouTube channel going away. Hey, little YouTube channel, kids TV. Mr. Blippy, I understand, is making £1 million a year with a kids show with no real talent and just running around. I'm making barely anything, working my you-know-what's off. Percy Peevely on YouTube. So this.
Oh, Blige. Yeah, Mr. Todd. Oh, dear. Oh, Blige.
I couldn't desert you. Not for £10 million. I could do it for 1, though. Oh, never mind. Put a yellow wig on and you could have Boja. Oh, that's true. There's already somebody in the government being Percy, isn't there?
Here, I'll tell you what we should do. Oh, Blige. Shall we delay it by a week? A month? Let's delay it by a month. That's what we'll do. We can't make any decisions here, can we? Everybody go back to work? What? And boost the economy? Oh, no, Mr. Todd won't like it. What does Mr. Whitty say? Mr. Whitty? What do you say, Mr. Whitty? Should we let everybody go back? No, we won't let everybody go back. Oh, no. Keep them locked up. That's right. It's so nice with everybody locked up, isn't it? We could go into Parliament. There's barely anybody here. They don't have to yank and shank and whatever that means. I don't know. Oh, Blige.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're fast approaching the end of the show. This is way too bizarre. Is it always like this? Says Rufus Excalibur Forks with 2 Fs. Why have you got 2 Fs? You don't need 2 Fs. Share one around. Give somebody the F. And give them the F and tell them to do something nice with it. It's Hancock's Arthur. It is a bit like Hancock's Arthur. Yes, the thing about I am a child of the 60s and 70s, and of course, the Hancock's half hour, things like that. Half a pint. That's very nearly an armful. Things like that. That's what I would grow up on. Tommy Cooper, Eric Sykes, Norman Wisdom, Laurel and Hardy. The classic proper comedians. Not like what we've got today. So few that have got the real funny bone in them. The funny bone that tickles your ivories and whatever it is. Yes, Andrew Norris says, yeah, afraid so. That's why you see, the thing is, Excalibur, once you get into the show, you will come again. Look into my eyes, you will come again. This mad, weird show will get under your skin. Every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 8 o'clock, YouTube time. So there we go. Anything can happen in the next half hour, Troy. Anything can happen in the next half hour. Okay, Troy. What was his name? Colonel, Captain, Admiral, I can't remember. Laurel and Hardy are still the geniuses of comedy. They absolutely are. Laurel and Hardy, I tip my hat off to them. That's another nice mess you've got me into. But there we are. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming along this evening and joining in the fun. Thank you to our contributors, Stephen Agger for the Eddystone Lighthouse on Wheels, to Sean Ford for going back into Crowhurst Nature Reserve, this time without the addition of the bovines. Would you mind going? I'm awfully sorry. I'm just going to go through here. Do you mind? I want to. Oh, I say, absolute cad. I missed out Terry Thomas in our list of people. Didn't I? Oh, no, I say, is she a good-looking filly? Is she? I say, absolute shower. No. The ferret. How's the ferret? Says the ferret is doing all right. Actually, I'm waiting for. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. We got. Hang on. Let me see if I can play this tune. I've got to find it now. I've got to find the tune. Here it is. It's on the computer. This is the latest from Davey Vad's banjo tune magic machine boon, and it's called the Ferret Remix. Now, hang on. I've got to make sure you can hear this. Tell me if you can. Can you hear this? I hope you can hear that. I haven't practiced this.
Was sat on a ferret the other day. I once sat on a ferret to come for play. I once sat on a ferret. I once sat on a ferret. I kicked the dog the other night, I don't know why. I kicked the cat and it went awfully sly. I once swallowed fish and then I had chips. Nothing very unusual with big hips. I sat on a ferret the other day. When I went to the cinema, I saw a woman with a very large car. She said, you know what I've got in my boot? I said, I don't, but I'd like to have a hoot. It's a ferret. A ferret. A ferret. Once sat on a ferret. I once sat on a ferret. Have you sat on a ferret today? No, you can't do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you see a ferret loose around the hoose, make sure you pick it up by the tail. It can be very dangerous.
I don't know, there's a ferret loose around the hoose.
That is the a version of the ferret song, not the correct version, because the correct version... Ferret.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Once sat on a ferry. I sat on a ferry. I can't remember how it goes now. Oh, never mind. It's all rubbish, really, isn't it? Oh, I know. Shepherd nasty.
Anyway, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That's the version I want. Davey Vad, I want that version. I want that. It's got the... I know I didn't do it very well. Oh, you know what I mean. This will be mixed into a dance track in the Ibiza summer. It certainly will. Not that many people will be in Ibiza, of course, because they're not actually officially allowed to go there, but it's very cheery. It is very cheery. It's very cheery. Extremely confused. Man cave, then not a garage, says Rufus. I don't know. Where have you come from, Rufus? Next year's Eurovision entry. It should be, shouldn't it? We'd definitely get 0 point then. You should cut a disc. Definitely going to do that. Dougie Warbucks says he's smiling like nobody's business. So there we go. Another pleasant show. Thanks to Tracy Murphy for that. Jeff and Mandy once sat on a ferret the other day. And that's it, really, ladies and gentlemen. It's been absolutely superb. It's great fun entertaining you. Tomorrow on the Bald Explorer, let me tell you, yes, just for your delectation. Hang on, I've got to make sure I get onto the right thing. Another
Sussex border walk.
There's another Sussex border walk for you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Yes, I don't know how I managed to knock these old little rubbishy videos out, but somehow I will seduce you to it. Seduce you? Reduce you? No, whatever. Anyway, there we go. Thank you so much. It's been lovely to see you. I've said all my thanks. Thanks to Andrew Norris for the flower quiz, to Josephine Suter for the thing, to Emily Champion for the wonderful phone call, to Sean James Cameron for the odd bits and bobs that come flying in, good bits of research and the conversation on the phone, and to you, lovely people, all... Is that water coming in? You know we've had rain and you know I've got a leaky roof. I've just heard water going... just the other side of my monitor. What a shame. Anyway, never mind all that. I'll go and get the mop and a bucket. Thank you very much for everybody. It's been lovely. Thanks to you for coming along. Thanks to lovely Julia and Judith for moderating and making sure it all goes lovely. Until on Friday when we're back, take care, look after yourselves, have a wonderful time. From me to you, good night, good night.